This is the More to the Game podcast, and this is your host, Big Trey. And today is a beautiful day to put y'all on game. More to the Game, another episode of the podcast, episode 6 of this season, coming to you today. This season is broken down into 3 parts: going to college from high school, surviving college, and making the transition from college to the pros. Today is the last episode of me talking about going from high school to college. And today's topic is going to be about being open to growth. Going from your parents' house to the big world of college is a big transition. And within that transition from being a teenager to a young adult, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to grow. And with that being said, don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable. And you probably will be uncomfortable as a freshman going to your college. So in today's episode, I got 3 different quotes. Quote 1. Listening to one side is taking propaganda. Listening to several things on the same side is propaganda with confirmation bias. Listening to both sides allows for critical thinking. I want to start with that quote because I think when you enter the new world of being a young adult at a university, you have to understand that it's time to look at the world differently. Challenge all your thoughts, challenge all your biases, challenge everything people have told you leading up to this point. It's time to see the world in a different light. A light that is your own. No matter if it's political, religious, social, economics, whatever it is, you have to be someone that is able to critically think. Don't just let someone tell you what it is. Find out for yourself. As I always say, I'm really big on independent research. I remember my sophomore year, one of my teammates challenged my whole belief system. He challenged it, made me think. I really didn't have any answers at the time, but it sparked a fuse. It made me want to rethink things. It made me want to research. It made me want to figure out what it is for myself and not what I've been told my entire life. And just because he had his own opinions and he told me some things that I didn't know, it doesn't mean that I took what he said for 100% fact. Like I said, I went ahead and did my own research, and I was able to find out some things and come to some conclusions on my own. And that goes back to the quote. You can't just listen to one side, and you can't just listen to several things on one side. You have to listen to both sides of an issue or both sides of an opinion or thought. We live in a society, we have social media, Google, YouTube, we have so many resources to find out the truth. But also within those resources, there's a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of lies, there's a lot of misinformation, bad information. So you have to do your due diligence, do your research, look over things over and over and over again. Not just one Twitter post or one Facebook post should sway your opinion. It takes several sources and lots of research, and then you can come to a conclusion on your own on a specific topic or a specific opinion. So it is up to you as a young adult to be able to critically think and figure out things for yourself. And that brings me to my second quote. Nothing is for everyone except peace, love, and happiness. Everything else is a means to attain these 3. I specifically want to use that quote because especially in schools and as a young person, it's easy to follow the crowd. It's easy to want to do what this person is doing, my friends, people on social media, celebrities, or whoever you see. Just because someone else is doing it, that doesn't mean you should be doing it. You have to find out specifically how you're going to find your peace, your love, and your happiness, because that's what matters at the end of the day. What brings you peace, love, and happiness is probably going to be different from what brings someone else peace, love, and happiness. So don't fold to peer pressure. Don't fall into the trap of following social media. Be your own person and figure it out for yourself. And now, the last quote. Don't spend all your time trying to find yourself. Spend your time trying to create yourself into a person who you'll be proud of. I know it's very common to say that college is a place where you find yourself. Well, I like to believe that college is a place where you create yourself. You don't really know who you are at this point of your life. You're figuring things out. You don't know who you are. You're trying to create yourself. You don't know how you see the world yet. You don't know what makes you happy. You don't know what you want to do going forward. You're trying to figure all these things out. And with all the new things that you're learning, you're going to be creating a new version of yourself. Obviously, you'll probably maintain some core values that your parents and your past experience have given you. But at the end of the day, you are becoming an adult and you're having an independent mind and opportunity to create your own self and own way of thinking. Maybe it's just a play on words, but college, university, whatever you want to call it, is not a time where you're finding yourself, but it's a time where you're creating yourself. So like with the quotes and points before, challenge everything. Don't let other people influence you. Be your own independent person and be open to growth. It may not all come together when you graduate, but at some point, you'll look in the mirror and see a person that you'll be proud of. This concludes the first part of the 3-part series of this season's podcast. We talked about everything I really can think of to give you on how to go from high school to college, all the tips, the red flags, how to view it going into it. Who knows when you watch this? It may be someone that's about to go to college now, someone that's in college, someone already graduated college, someone that may be going to college 20 years from now. But whoever's watching this, understand that my experience is going to be different from your experience. But this is what I've learned, this is what I've seen, and this is what I feel like will help you in a general sense. The details of our college experience may be different, but I feel like all these tips and red flags and info should help you with your college experience. Next thing we're going to cover is how to make it while you're in college. That'll be the next part of this series. Hope you guys have enjoyed so far as I continue to keep rolling out this content week by week. If I miss a week, I'm sorry, but sometimes things happen. But that's the end of this episode. See you guys next week. Peace.